Have you ever had an 8-hour workday where, looking back, you feel like you only got about 90 minutes of real work done? You're busy, your calendar is full, your inbox is relentless, but that busyness isn't translating into progress. It's just translating into fatigue. What if I told you the secret to getting twice as much done isn't working more hours, but intentionally working less? What if the key to unlocking intense, unbroken focus was hidden inside a simple, tomato-shaped kitchen timer? Most people think they know the Pomodoro Technique. 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of rest. Simple. But they're missing 90% of its true power. They are using a precision instrument all wrong. In this video, we're not just going to relearn a technique. We are going to decode a fundamental principle of how the human brain is designed to operate. And once you understand it, you will never look at your to-do list the same way again. In the world of productivity, there is a prevailing belief, an old paradigm. It's the idea that focus is like a muscle. The more you grind it out, non-stop, the stronger it gets. We believe the most successful people are the ones who can sit for hours on end, beating back distraction with sheer willpower. This is a beautiful but dangerous lie. It leads to burnout, guilt, and a toxic relationship with your work. Today, we shatter that paradigm. Get ready for the new paradigm. Focus is not a muscle. It is a pulse. It operates in cycles, like your heartbeat, like the ocean tides. We call this the focus pulse. The old paradigm sees the Pomodoro Technique as a timer, a digital warden forcing you to stay at your desk. But the new paradigm sees it completely differently. The Pomodoro is not a handcuff. It is a rhythm map. It teaches us how to ride the natural energy waves of our brain instead of trying to swim against the current. This distinction is everything. It's the difference between fighting yourself and collaborating with the best version of yourself. In the late 1980s, an Italian university student named Francesco Cirio was struggling with his studies. He felt overwhelmed and unable to focus. In a moment of desperation, he grabbed a kitchen timer shaped like a tomato, a pomodoro in Italian, and made a deal with himself. I will just focus completely on one thing for 10 minutes. And it worked. From that simple experiment, a system was born. The rules are beautifully simple. 1. Pick a single task. 2. Set a timer for 25 minutes. This is one Pomodoro, one pulse. 3. Work with 0 distractions until the timer rings. 4. Check off one completed Pomodoro. 5. Take a 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break, about 15 to 30 minutes. It seems trivial, doesn't it? But this simplicity hides a deep sophistication. It's not just about time. It's about boundaries, clarity, and fresh starts. Every Pomodoro is a chance to begin again. Why is 25 minutes so magical? The answer lies in how our brains process information. Your brain has 2 primary modes of operation, the focused mode and the diffuse mode. Focused mode is when you're tackling a specific problem, like writing an email or doing a math problem. Diffuse mode is that relaxed state, like when you're in the shower or on a walk, where your brain makes surprising creative connections. Working for hours on end keeps you stuck in focused mode. This creates something called decision fatigue and attentional residue, the leftover thoughts from your last task that contaminate your ability to focus on the next one. A 25-minute Pomodoro is the perfect amount of time to get deep into focused mode without exhausting yourself. And then the real magic happens in the 5-minute break. Open loop 2. Most people waste this precious break. Later, I'll show you how to rest correctly to maximize creativity and recovery. That short break forces your brain to switch to diffuse mode. It cleans up the attentional residue, allowing you to return to your work with a fresh mind. It is not wasted time. It is an essential part of the work process. It is the inhale to your exhale. You cannot only inhale. I know what you're thinking. But what if I'm in a state of flow? Am I supposed to just stop? This is a valid concern. If a Pomodoro ends and you are on a roll, you can finish your thought and then take the break. The system is your servant, not your master. However, ask yourself, are you truly in flow, or are you on the verge of burnout? Often the intentional break will help you sustain that flow for many more hours, rather than burning it out in a single sprint. 25 minutes is too short to do anything meaningful. This is a cognitive trap. The biggest barrier to starting a large task isn't the task itself, it's the overwhelming thought of it. Committing to just 25 minutes removes that barrier. Anyone can do anything for 25 minutes. It turns a terrifying mountain into a series of small, manageable steps. What if I get interrupted? Interruptions are the enemy of deep work. The Pomodoro Technique teaches you to protect your focus. If someone approaches you, use the inform, negotiate, call back strategy. Say, I'm in the middle of something right now, can I get back to you in 25 minutes? It respects both your time and theirs. Let's go back to Alex, our graphic designer. Before, a big project looked like one giant blank wall. The pressure to create something perfect from the start was paralyzing. Alex would spend hours browsing social media, looking for inspiration, but really just procrastinating. Then Alex tried the Pomodoro. The task Design New Logo became Research Color Palettes for 25 minutes. Then another Pomodoro for Sketch 5 Rough Ideas. Each Pomodoro was a small win. The blank wall started to fill up with ideas. The biggest shift wasn't in speed, but in psychology. The guilt was gone. In its place was a sense of control and progress. The 5-minute breaks weren't laziness, they were strategic recharges. Alex started getting up, stretching, drinking a glass of water. When Alex came back, Alex had a fresh perspective. This is the price of ignoring your focus pulse: burnout, low-quality work, and a resentment for the very work you once loved. But the reward for embracing it is sustainability, creativity, and a deep sense of peace that comes from knowing you are working smart, not just hard. So, how do you integrate this system into your life? Let's treat this as a blueprint for recalibrating your focus engine in 3 phases. Before any journey, you need a destination. At the start of your day or work session, take 10 minutes to plan. Look at your to-do list and break large tasks into specific, measurable Pomodoros. Write report is a vague goal. Draft introduction section of report 1 Pomodoro is a clear mission. This step alone can cut your procrastination by 50%. This is you programming your navigation system before takeoff. Now it's time to execute. Choose your first Pomodoro, set the timer. And here is the most important rule. For those 25 minutes, the Pomodoro is sacred. No email, no phone, no just checking one thing. If an unrelated thought pops into your head, write it on a piece of paper to deal with later and immediately return to the task. This is your rocket firing its engines, creating the powerful thrust to escape the gravitational pull of distraction. The timer rings. Your job for the next 5 minutes is just as important as the last 25. Do something completely unrelated to your work. Get up, stretch, look out the window, listen to a song, get water. Absolutely do not check email or social media. That is not rest. It is just a different kind of work.
Your goal is to let the system cool, to allow your brain to switch into diffuse mode. This is the coasting period, where your engines recover for the next burn. By honoring the break, you ensure you have fuel for the entire journey, not just the first leg.
We started this journey in a sea of chaos, feeling busy but not effective. We were trapped in the old paradigm that willpower is everything. Now, we see a clearer path. We understand that focus is not a battle, but a rhythm. By embracing the focus pulse, we have learned how to work with our brains, not against them. The Pomodoro Technique is no longer a timer. It is our compass, guiding us toward a rhythm of work that is sustainable, effective, and ultimately more joyful. You have been given the blueprint. Now it is time to build. My challenge to you is this. Right after this video ends, pick one task, just one. Set a timer for 25 minutes and execute one focus pulse. Feel the difference of working with the permission to stop. Experience the clarity that comes from a fresh start after a 5-minute break. Let us know in the comments what first task you are going to conquer with your first Pomodoro. By sharing, you not only commit to yourself, but you inspire others in this community to begin their journey. Stop trying to conquer the whole day. Just start by conquering the next 25 minutes. Thank you for watching.